Hello, and welcome to another instructional video for the MiSTer FPGA. Today we'll be looking at the PC-88 core, or the NEC PC-8801 or 8801 Mark II SR core. It's known by a few different names because it does the Mark IIs of the PC-88, but I think it's backwards compatible or whatever. Anyway, this is sort of a work in progress core. It's not quite done. It's very similar to the Sharp X68000 core in that regard, where some of the games will work, some of them won't. It's just not quite completely done, but a lot of things just work fine. So I'm going to show you some stuff, let you know about some problems that I've had, but just show you how to get some games on there so that you can play. Now, one of the things about this being a Japanese computer is that it helps if you know Japanese, which I do not. But if you do, um, you know that helps a lot. Or you can use something like Google Lens, or you can look for if there's a game you're interested, you can look and see if there's a translation, and follow along. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. Depends on the game and the mechanics of it and that sort of thing. About how quickly, if you can pause it or how quickly you can, get through what it's showing and a lot sort of thing. Sometimes there's text, sometimes there's fan translations. Not too many that I'm aware of though, and whatnot. But there are some things that are worth checking out, and I will at least show you some of that, some things that work. So let's get into it further here. This is the official GitHub page for the MiSTer development. This is the README file, which I will link in the description. It doesn't say a whole lot, but it gives you a little info on it. And then there's the computer cheat sheet that was done by Al Anonymous, and I'll give you the link to this as well in the description. And here's the files. D88 are the disk files, are D88s. You can use zip files, and you can just it'll open them. You go into the zip, it'll open it up, and then you can use that, and it will work. These I think are the default core settings. So it's the N88 V2. The aspect ratio is 4:3. Speed is 4 megahertz. Basic mode terminal, columns 80, lines 25. Disk boot enable. Disk motor save disable. You hit F11 or your button to go to the menu, load, and then it shows you how to navigate, load in the disks, save, and then reset by setting reset. Yeah, so it's still not quite done, but it still works pretty well. Anyway, I'm going to show you this, so I'm not going to go through it right now really in depth, but you can put it there for a cheat sheet, in case you forget, so you don't have to have this video on speed dial or whatever, and you just, you have it written down right there. So I'll link those in the description. Now what we want to do is copy over some files. So let's get our WinSCP started. This is what I use for demonstration purposes of showing how to copy files over to the MiSTer. This is the host name. It's just the IP address for me. It depends, if you have one set up on your network, if you have a name or usually just IP is fine. This IP may be different, so I will show you how to get that IP when we get over onto the MiSTer system. I'll show you where it shows you what the IP is. The username is root, and the default password is just the number 1. That'll get you into the system for SCP. So if you have any questions on it, you can look at my other video where I show how to copy files. I go in depth through WinSCP in particular. If you're familiar with other SFTP programs, that's pretty much all the settings you need to know. It's SFTP. It's whatever the IP address is, and then that's username, password, boom. That'll get you into it. That's all you need to know really, if you know how to configure those. All right, so here's some files I have set up for doing that. And this is just going to take a moment. So before I do that, I'll just ask if you're interested, if this video is valuable for you, if you get some use out of it, just leave a comment, like it, subscribe if you're interested in further videos like this, that sort of thing. We'll get this copied over. So the disk, the path, is MediaFat Games PC-8801. So that's where you want to go to on the MiSTer side. This is the MiSTer. And then here's some files I'm just going to copy over. So I'll just upload them. Okay. That'll just take a couple seconds. Done. Because these are small disks from back in the day. There's like a few hundred K each, and they're zipped up, so they're smaller than that. You can see it's like 200, 200K to tops. So that's why it was super quick. Anyway, now I can switch over to the MiSTer side. It'll just take one moment. All right, and this is the MiSTer. And to get the IP address, we hit back, and then we go to the left. So we hit the left on the joypad I'm using. So whatever your back button control is, and then left on that. Now, this being a computer system, you're gonna want a keyboard, and maybe a mouse because it does support mouse now. But there's my IP address. So you look up on your system, see what your IP address is. That's the one you want to put into your SFTP program. Is whatever your IP address says, because it could be different than mine depending on how your network is set up. All right, so let's get into the core computer, and then we're going to go down to PC-88. Let's see, it's just called PC-88 here. And then again, the folder that the games go in is PC-8801, I think it was. I showed it earlier. I already forgot the exact name. So this is just what comes up, and then this gives you it's a basic. It's a version of basic, so you can run basic programs. You could type in 10, Drake is awesome. 20 go to 10, and then it prints it, or print whatever. Your name is awesome, and it would do that trick that we all used to do in when back in the day when we were in grade school and would have basic. We do funny things like that back in the day. And I say we, I just mean people of my age that would do it. If you're younger and didn't do that, that's fine. So anyway, so we don't really need to worry about this. I think you can just hit enter and just leave it. And then, yeah, it's basic. So what you want to do is, and this is what that thing was showing you. See, here's the norm. This is the aspect ratio, original, normal, all that stuff. Although basic now comes up in basic mode and not terminal. I don't think there's a big difference anyway. And you just go here to load your core. And yeah, PC-8801 instead of PC-88. So here's some games. Now, what's interesting is I tried this a couple of years ago or thereabouts. I tried playing this game, Makaimura, or also known as Ghosts and Goblins. And I think I wasn't able to get it to work, or I didn't know how to do it, or it just, it didn't work. I did get some other games working on PC-88, but not this one. However, it does seem to work now. So it was before I think there was an update that added the mouse support, and they fixed some other stuff. And I think it became workable as of then, because I'm pretty sure I had the same image that I was using before. So let's go into it, because it's a really cool classic game. So you load it up like that, this there or whatever, and then you just reset, because you got disk boot enable, and then it should come up. You may need the keyboard because sometimes you have to hit enter or space or something like that to go into it. So you do want to have a keyboard hooked up. Like on this one, you have to hit the space key. Is it not working? Well, that's interesting. It beeped when I hit the space key. Oh, there it goes. I guess it was loading. And you can hear how the music is kind of garbled and whatnot. But it is actually working, as opposed to like before, I think it just was a blank screen. Alright, let's see if I can do something for that about the music. Let's see if I change... No, if I change it to onboard, I get nothing. Alright. It could just be this game. The emulation being like that. With the core not being finished. I know some people don't like it when I say emulation, but whatever. That's a personal preference. I mean, it is emulating the hardware if you want to get technical. But it actually loads up, whereas before it didn't. So, that's a thing. Let's just see how far I can get. Can I get the Red Devil at least? But yeah, it is kind of janky. That should have killed me. Oh, nice. There's Red Devil. There, and I died. Alright, enough of that. The sound not so good on that. Alright, let's try Silpheed. And I'm gonna put both discs in. I've never, I don't know if it's used disc B with, without whatever, without me getting to it or whatever, but I just put them in like that and it should work. So let's get this loaded up. I think it sounds a little bit better on this one. Actually turn it up a bit. Yeah, and this one's in English. It's got really great music for the time. I mean, still good music. Here comes what looks like Sark's Carrier. It's not identical, but, I think they may have been inspired by it from Tron. Going a little bit slow with the wireframe in there of the Silpheed. There's some stats on it. Super Dogfighter. All right, let's see if we can get into this. If it's space or something, I can't remember. Helium burning? HE burning? It looks like HE. Can't really burn helium though. I think, there we go. Enter. At least that's right when I hit enter. Alright, now we're playing. And there's the intro. Music is nice, buttery smooth, sounds great. So this one works pretty well. Oof. Ow. Oh, come on! That's me just flying horribly. Alright, let's get some shield up or something here, huh? No. Oh. Wow. I could really use some shield, because I'm, bad. I'm having a bad run today. I have played this before, and I have done better. That's a shield. I got one shielded. Oh, it's broken. Good thing I had it though. Good. Oh, come on! Ah. Okay. All right, here we go, boss. Yeah, it's gonna damage because whatever. And you only get one life in this, so I'm probably not gonna get past him. I have done before. Just having a really bad run. It happens. I'm gonna get killed. Yep. Alright. Game over. So that's Silpheed. It works. Let's see what else we got here that I can show you. And I haven't had any problems with Silpheed. Snatcher's one that's in Japanese, so I could show you that if you want. Yeah, well, I guess I just got to do it. You don't really have an option to go, hey, yeah, I want to see that. You either see it or you don't, or skip ahead if you don't want. I put chapter markers, so you'll be able to see that. All right, so you do that. But yeah, go ahead and look for an archive of a ROM set or what have you. Pretty sure this did work. Oh, oh, that's Silpheed disk 2, right? So let's put Snatcher disk 205 data disk 1. Yep. Let's reset it again. It does work kind of flaky and intermittent sometimes, I think. But I did test all these before. I wanted to make sure that I could show you something. There we go. It's doing something. See? It works. It may have needed both disks, and I'm not sure. And you can see it's in Japanese. It's kind of like a point and clicky, choose your own adventure type thing. So you got dialogue options and things like that. Music's pretty good. So the you need to be able to read Japanese to pick the options and that sort of thing to get any sense of the story. But you can use like a translator like Google Lens or something like that. So can I hit enter and get into it? Cyberpunk Adventure. I've not played this. There is an English version of it. This is the original version, I believe, but there's an English version that is just at one and see, and there's like text, and then it gives you options of different things to say. What command you want, go pick A, B, or C, or whatever, right? So, that's that. The Mega Drive had an English port, so I would look for that if you really, had to play it in English without translating or whatever. That would be the one to try. You know, if you're interested. All right, and now we're going to try the scheme. I'm loading up disk 1, and then I'm loading up disk 2. Now I had another one that another version of this. It said like red disk or whatever, and I thought I got that one to work before, but apparently not. Let's see. Let's do normal on music mode. I think normal works and special doesn't. Let's just see here. Usually gets into it before that though. Maybe we have to do special. Let's reset it again. Normal, special, normal, 1. There, see? It's flaky. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We'll see if we actually get into it. We should do, though. Music by Yuzo Koshiro. I think it's spacebar here, yeah. And fortunately, this part's in English, so you can do this. Now, you do have to have the numeric keypad. I was originally trying this with a keyboard that didn't have a numeric keypad, and yeah, that didn't work so well. So you need a numeric keypad to do this like arrow around stuff. So you use the the 4 and the 6 to go left and right. All right. Now let's see. Let's try this, and then I think it's space. Yeah, and these are the players stuff that's in here. So I think if I try this, it says something like, oh, it works. Okay, cool. And this will start somewhere in the middle, and then I'll show you how to reset it. Yeah, so this is like in the middle of the game. But it's sort of a Metroidvania type thing. I got knocked back into the other room, so now I'm back in this room. All right, so that's that. Let me try this. Let me just reset it, and then I'll show you. I'm not sure how to get out, with the controls and stuff. Again, it's something you'll have to look up the instructions on your game, and whichever one you're interested in. I haven't played. I do plan on playing this at some point. I do want to play it, but right now I haven't yet gone through the whole game or anything like that. And there's probably Japanese parts in it too, but not too much. All right, so we're gonna go with this. This is how you erase kill mode. We're gonna erase player 1, and then we're gonna go name. You have to give it a name, otherwise it won't work. And yeah, you have to do this. You're on a computer, but you have to do this scrolling to the letters, right? You can't just type them. I'll just do like Drake. All right, and then end. And then we go to game mode, and player 1 is now Drake, starting at the beginning. If you didn't have a name, it'd be like level 0, and it wouldn't let you start it. That's what I found, anyway. So here we go right at the beginning. See, I got no buttons, no, just jump. There. Now I got this like pea shooter type thing. So I'm pressing, the way I have it set up, I'm pressing B, sort of Nintendo style, so it goes B-A. B to do the shooting, and then A to jump. And it's just a default config. I didn't have to do anything for that. If you need to use the mouse, you can toggle it in the options, I believe. Is that what that one thing said? That was in the README file. It's probably over here. Well, it wouldn't be in the remap. Sure. But there were instructions there in the README file. Let's play this a little bit. I think those are like power-ups. They like build up your level of your weapon or something. Yeah, see? Yeah, those for energy and those for force. Well, I'm shooting it, but it doesn't seem to be doing much damage to it. I do like the graphics and how it's designed or whatever. It's not designed, but just the way it sort of looks. It's sort of it's like that horizontally striped in there. It kind of looks like just the way it's just the way it's done. It's kind of dithered. Nope, can't jump all the way over. If I can, I may have to be closer or something. There's probably something like I press like up and a button, it does something. I don't know. I'd have to look up the controls. Whoa. That's pretty wild. There we go. There. We're just trying to get to something. Ow. I was hoping it'd be like you're in the, you know, level 1 or in a dungeon or something. Can't go through there, huh? Well, that's interesting. All right, so that's that. Those are pretty much the games I have. Like I said, I had another version of this, and I thought it was working, but I wasn't able to get it working when I was prepping to make this video. So you may need to find an alternate version, you know, of it or something like that to get it to work. That could have something to do with the update that was done, you know, where they fixed some stuff. I know that like I said, the mouse was added, mouse support was added, and a little bit was changed and that sort of thing. Could be something like that. I don't know. So is this still being a work in progress? You're gonna need to just mess around and fiddle with it and see what you get out of it. Try stuff, see what looks good. You know, do some research as far as what games you want to play, that sort of thing, and see where it goes. See, you know, a lot of the stuff is working. I think you can get all the way through this game at least. I know it loads up at least. So that's really it. I don't think I have anything extra on it. So thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful for you, and maybe I'll see you on another video. Take care.